In the distant past, in a remote village, a girl named Dorothy lived with her uncle and her uncle's wife. Dorothy also had a small dog that started barking whenever anyone came near their house. One day, when everyone was working, a big tornado was approaching in the distance. Uncle told Dorothy to come home early. Dorothy started running towards the house. Dorothy went home to be safe from the tornado, but the tornado was coming straight towards their house. Dorothy looked out the window and then ducked under the table. Dorothy screamed for help, but no one could hear her. The tornado took Dorothy's cabin and her dog with it and left it on the ground in a strange land. Dorothy slowly opened the door and looked outside. She had never seen it before. Suddenly a voice said to her, "Welcome to the land of Oz, lady." She saw a fairy with wings. "I haven't killed anyone. I don't even know where I am now," Dorothy said in surprise. The kind fairy took her to the wall of the house and said that she was crushed under the hut. "Now you can take her silver shoes for yourself." Dorothy said, "I don't want silver shoes, but I want to go back to our village to my uncle and my uncle's wife." The fairy said, "A lot of strength is needed. I don't have that much strength." Then the kind fairy showed a path to Dorothy and said, "If you go this way, you will definitely end up in the town of Oz. When you see the Witch of Oz town, tell her that Glinda sent you, and she will help you because of me." Dorothy put on the silver shoes and started walking. She had to go a long way to get to Oz. Glinda waved at her and said, "I hope you get home soon." Dorothy was walking with her little dog when she came upon a scarecrow. Scarecrow said, "Where are you going?" Dorothy said, "We are going to the Wizard of Oz to make our wish come true." Scarecrow said, "I have a big wish too. Will you let me come with you? I don't have a brain, but I like to think maybe the Wizard of Oz can give me a brain." Dorothy said, "It's okay, you come with me," and the Scarecrow went with them. They went until they came to one Tin Man. Tin Man saw them and asked, "Where are you going?" Dorothy said, "We each have a wish. The only one who can give us help is the Wizard of Oz." Tin Man said, "I always had a big wish, but I never got it. I need a heart to be able to feel like humans if you let me come with you too." The Tin Man also accompanied them until they saw a lion on the road. The lion was sitting and crying. He was a cowardly lion. He also had a big wish. He wanted to be brave so that he could be the king of the forest. When he found out where Dorothy and her companions were going, said, "I want to come with you to get courage from the Wizard of Oz. I want to be a brave lion." They went until they reached a valley. Dorothy said sadly, "What should we do now?" The Scarecrow saw a tree by the side of the valley and said to his friends, "I have an idea. If the Tin Man cuts down that tree," the four companions decided to go to the war of the Wizard of the West. When the Wizard of the West heard the news, he laughed loudly and ordered to arrest them and take them to prison. The agents of the Witch of the West, who were monkeys, arrested them and took them to the witch. Seeing Dorothy's silver shoes, the witch said, "These shoes belong to my brother. Give them to me quickly." The Witch of the West knew that those shoes were magical and had great power. Dorothy refused. The Witch of the West got angry and shook Dorothy in the air several times until Dorothy was very upset with the witch. She got up and said, "You are a bad, ugly, wicked witch." Hence she looked for something to throw at the witch. But to the surprise of the witch, she began to scream while shouting, "I wish those shoes weren't on your feet. I wish I could take them." And then she melted. Then Dorothy and his friends returned to the city of Oz. The Wizard of Oz was waiting for them. Dorothy's dog's foot got stuck in a curtain and the curtain fell. Everyone was surprised to see an ordinary man sitting on a chair. Dorothy asked, "Who are you?" The man said, "I'm the Wizard of Oz. I'm not actually a wizard, but a scientist." The Scarecrow said angrily, "You tricked us. We listened to you, but you can't help us." Tin Man angrily said, "You are a trickster." Lion said, "You promised us." Oz said, "I will fulfill all your wishes." Dorothy and Member 2 had been on the road for 2 days. He knew where Dorothy's house was because Oz was a scientist and had complete geographical information. He went until Dorothy happily saw their village from afar. Uncle and Uncle's wife built a new house. Dorothy was very happy to see them. The member gave Dorothy a lot of emeralds that were worth a lot. He told her that you helped us a lot by destroying the Witch of the East and the West. I hope you will always live happily with your uncle and your cousin's wife." After that, Dorothy lived happily with her family. She sometimes told her story to her friends, and if anyone didn't believe her story, she showed them a piece of emerald that belonged to the city of Oz.